right, and welcome to the last and final game of the Madison Magic versus the Hanover Heroes. Both gold teams, both very good teams as well. So as we get started here, it looks like they are now in the lobby and will be starting their first game up. So to begin with, we will go to the perspective of Ace. Just to give us a little rundown of all of the players on the team here, we have Pilot, we have Power Healer, we have Ace, Hexy, and we have Yaya Shmoney as well. So a powerful lineup from the XPL Madison Magic team. And so as we get started here, you can see just gathering some supplies from each of the players here, moving over to Hexy, for example. See that the Madison team might actually be a little bit too separated here. So we'll see how they do that. Moving over to Power Healer, you can see he already has a gold shotgun here. All of the weapons, as I've outlined in the previous two games today, are tiered from the white weapons being the most common to the yellow ones being the most powerful. So Power Healer here, starting right off the bat with that powerful shotgun. So we will see hopefully some close range engagements to see if they're able to get those W's from doing those close range combat. And the format of today will be best of 5, and so each of the matches here will count as 1 point. First one to 5 wins will be the victor here. And so you can see everyone just collectively collecting all of the necessary materials for the beginning of this fight. Once they do so, they will head out and try to find the enemy team. And so far, not too much happening here. You can see in our quad feed display here that no one is really into any intense kind of shenanigans here. Looks like actually moving over to Ace might have an engagement here, although his computer looks like might be struggling a little bit to send us that signal. But a close one there. It looks like both teams shooting from long distance. Got him out of cover, but doesn't look like any shots landed there from Ace. Motions to aim for the top. The enemy team does have the high ground. Gets one shot off, but has a grenade thrown at him and ends up getting hit by that one. A lot of building going on. Trying to get that defensive position as well. Moving over to Power Healer. Once again, getting that jump up. Trying to get the high ground onto the enemy team's structures, trying to get some shots in here. Ends up knocking one, but then gets knocked himself. And so moving on to Yaya Shmoney here. Looks like over here with the other side of his team, it looks like as soon as I go and look at his camera, he is also ending up freezing as well. So we'll move over to Hexy, trying to get back with his team, seeing what he can do here. All of Madison all together here. Looks like they were able to revive Ace as well, so back to full health. Hexy gets attacked from the high ground there, ends up barely surviving, getting that shielding above him, but then does end up going down. See if the rest of his team is able to get something happened here. Looks like not too much, and they will lose this first one here. And so you can see Madison not coming out on top of that first one, and the first point goes to the Hanover Heroes. And so now with that first round done, we will be right back after we do a couple of team adjustments. right, and we are back with the second game. See if Madison is able to pull out a win here. Looking from the perspective of Pilot to begin here. Subbed in for, looks like, Power Healer. And so now we have a slightly different team from Madison. And looks like he also ended up with that golden gun right there. Ended up with the rocket launcher this time. Moving over to Hexy. Not as much materials as the rest of them, but slowly getting some more by destroying the houses and all the structures around him. Getting that green gun and also the healing is not a bad start for sure. Gets a golden pistol, actually. Not the best of all of the gold weapons, but still better than nothing, that is for sure. And so moving over to Ace, we can actually see that he ended up with a purple weapon. So a pretty good pickup there, a assault rifle to boot as well. One of the better overall generally good weapons for the game, having both of that short range and also medium range capabilities. So it's pretty flexible in that regard. Adding on to that shotgun, getting the close range combat nailed in as well. And so moving over to the wider view here, you can see that no engagements have started as of yet. A lot of frames being skipped, unfortunately. A little bit too much for the internet to handle today, it seems. And so Hexy finally getting a decent blue gun as well, getting a shotgun as well. So he has most of his bases covered as well. Getting that shield is imperative. Looks like most of Madison has that pretty down. And moving over to Ace, it looks like we actually have the first engagement going on here. Battling it out, throwing those grenades to get rid of the structures. You can see that he did it very effectively, but is being attacked from all angles, it seems like. And moving over to Hexy, looks like he has a little bit better of an advantage point over here on the fight that is occurring now. Looks like one from Madison goes down and gets eliminated. So it's up to the remaining 3 to take this victory here. The other team, the Horde, or the Heroes, are building up fairly high. Getting the high ground advantage is always beneficial for them. It looks like Hexy does go down from the high ground. They ended up sniping him from the outside there. Moving over to, let's see, we got Pilot here in engagement currently. Doesn't have a whole lot of cover for himself, but seems to be doing all right so far. Trying to get some covering fire on him so that his remaining teammates don't get taken out. See if he's able to do so, or if the other team is able to stop him here. Building a couple of bridges in order to get those close range engagements. Taking down some of the things. You can see the enemy team is inside of there. Putting down a bunch of walls in front of your opponent is always a good way of disrupting their fire. But it looks like he is dangerously close to being eliminated here. And it looks like they ended up losing that first one. Not really sure what happened there. Ended up cutting out and then back into the lobby there. So looks like we are on to game 3 after a short break while we switch up the teams.